Everybody, I know it's been a while, but I have a brand new deck study for you today. And trust me, this one's going to be worth the wait. I know these have been out for a while, and I've had my deck for several months now, but I don't know why I put off the deck study for so long. I've been meaning to get to it. I just haven't had a whole lot of time. I've been doing some other things and whatnot. But this is the deck from cardist George Hage called the Owl Eyes, and it's from the Expert Playing Card Company, and it came out several months ago in red, black. I know there's another color, actually. It escapes me from the time. There's three different versions of it. This is the deep scarlet color. I know there's a nocturnal black, and again, I can't remember what the other one is. It might be a deep blue or a dark blue, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Anyway, the deck designer is a guy named Butch Belair, Belair, and the deck was made in Taiwan, again by the Expert Playing Card Company, so it's got a little bit of a different feel. I know Mr. Hage put a lot of time and thought into the stock and the finish on the cards, so it's a really nice thick card stock, but it's really smooth and it handles incredible. It's a really nice deck of cards. You're really going to like it, so let's get into it real quick. Here is the box. Again, we'll zoom in a little bit so you can see a little bit of the detail here, which says Owl Eyes Playing Cards, and behind it is what on the back design would be one of the owl eyes, but on the front it looks more like a globe, which we'll get into in a little bit as part of the detailed explanation of the back design. But as you can see there on the front, or excuse me, on the top, it says Owl Eyes. The first side, we can see it says First Edition Owl Eyes Playing Cards, designed by Butch Belair. And there's some scroll work on each side. The bottom, there's a little bit of ad copy right there. It says Owl Eyes Playing Cards, deck number 1, First Edition, created 2013, released obviously in 2014. And then there's the website where you can purchase these if you would like. Zooming in, it's a little blurry. Anyway, it's www.no-0.net, which is where you can go right there, right now, and get this deck. Or you could go to the Conjuring Arts website, I do believe has them as well, and that's where you can find this deck right now. There again on the other side, you got the No-0 with the scroll work on the top and bottom. So that's it pretty much for the box. The back is the back design of the cards, which if you turn it this way obviously looks like owl eyes, and another image, which like I said we'll get into in a little bit when we look at the cards more in depth. The flap's got some scroll work which goes right into, you can see it protruding there, so really nice work there. And again, this is in like it's almost like not violet, but like a deep purple, faded though, which it's called like a scarlet is what they call it, but it's not really scarlet because scarlet's a bright red, more of a brighter red. I think they call it deep scarlet, I do believe, or something like that. So there's the box. So let's look at the cards here. We'll pull them out. I'll show you a few things about the deck. First, let's talk about the back design a little bit. There's some things on here which I've seen a few reviews on this deck which haven't been mentioned yet, so we'll get into that a little bit as well. But obviously the back design was made, for one, to look like owl eyes. So if you hold it from down, you can see the owl eyes. It's obviously a mirrored image back design. The other thing that I noticed right away when I saw it was that it looks like a hemispherical map. I don't know if you've seen those. There's obviously, I'm sure you guys have seen what that looks like, but it's the half of the globe laying flat next to the other half. So you'd see like the northern hemisphere next to the southern hemisphere, eastern hemisphere next to the western hemisphere of a globe. That's why you can see both sides of the globe on a flat surface. and I'm not sure if that was intentional or not. I'm pretty sure it was. As if you do a little research into owls and things like that, and some of the metaphysics behind them, they are the nocturnal watchmen of the world. So that's kind of a cross where the owl eyes are watching over the world, or the globe in this case. This is one way to show the whole world on one flat surface, in a neat kind of dual concept. So, you know, the owl is symbolism for wisdom, obviously, as well. And one other thing that I found in researching this was that it's also, in some cultures or religions, a symbol of death as well. And another place the owl eyes came up pretty significantly is in the book The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. There's a scene where there's a man with owl eyes, and the double eyes are pretty prevalent in that book as well. So they're kind of the three things. They're the watchman of the world with the owl at night, and it's kind of the dual kind of meaning of the back design, in my belief, anyway, which is pretty cool. So it's a really nice back design. As you can see some details here, I'll just show you a little bit. I'm going to zoom in right there. You can see the owls in the corners, which look like the robotic owl from, what is that, Clash of the Titans. You guys have seen that movie with the owl that kind of watches over Perseus as he kind of makes his travels through the mythological world, which is pretty cool. So that's the back design right there, and that's actually a double-backed card, which is one of the cards you get in the deck. And the other extra card you get is a blank. So you get 2 cards there as part of the deck. I'll show you the 2 jokers, and I'll show you the ace of spades. And other than that, the cards are actually all standard. So a couple things to point out here. It's a really cool looking owl, as he's gripped a skull, which is pretty sweet. And there's 2 points of significance here. I'll try to zoom in the best I can. There's a pocket watch. They're actually different, however. In one, it is showing 37 as the time. The little hand's on the 3, the large hand's on the 7. And in this one, it's showing a 7 with the little hand over the spade. I don't know if you can hear. I'll try to zoom on that and get it just right so you guys can see that. Let me pull it back a little bit more. Let's try to do that. So that's one. It's a reveal 7 of spades, and again the 37, which is significant in the deck, which we'll get into in 1 second. As you can see, a nice font here, which is the same font from the box. I'm not sure what the font is. It's custom, I'm fairly sure. So you guys can look that up and get back to me if you like. So those are the 2 jokers with the 2 reveals. Now, the deck comes in a stack order. I know you've seen some of the David Blaine decks come in a stack. This stack comes in a stack 2, which is the Pneumonica stack from Juan Tamirez. And right now, if you go to dananddave.com, the Pneumonica book is available to purchase, which goes in. I mean, it's a really intricate book, fairly costly, I do believe, if I remember right. But it gives you tricks and ways to do the stack, memorize the stack, and things like that. So that's another aspect of the deck. Now, I wanted to show you the aces. I didn't want to lose the stack order, so I'll pull the ace of spades out here to show you the ace of spades. It's really nice. It's got a spade look from the one side, but if you turn it over, it's obviously got the owl face in it as well, and with the two eyes behind it, or the globe feature behind it, with the feathers coming down too. And owl feathers are very symbolic in Native American culture as well, for healing and religious type ceremonies and stuff. They use owl feathers as well. So there's another thing with the feathers to kind of think about. So there's your ace of spades, and you can see the nice deep dark black. And you can see from the other cards that it's a nice bicycle red. It's not, it hasn't varied at all from the bicycle color. All the faces are the same. He's kind of pointing through. And one thing to notice, the borders are a little bit thinner from standard bicycles. It makes it a little more precise, I want to say, I guess. Now getting back to the 37 and the 7 of spades, if you take the stack, which is where that reveal comes in, the 37th card down, and I'm not going to count them out to save time. The 7 of spades is actually the 37th card in the stack, which is where the Joker reveals come in. So one shows you the number down, one shows you the actual card that it comes in, as a point of reference to how you can use the stack in performances and things like that. So I'm not going to show you all the cards, because like I said, they're all standard, and you saw the colors. As far as the card stock goes, it's a lot thicker. Like I said, George Hage didn't go with United States Playing Card Company or some of the other larger companies because he wanted a specific stock and finish. It doesn't feel like any other cards I could kind of describe. They're closer, and I guess the main cards that you'd think of, the B's, the tally-hos, the bicycles, they're closer to a tally-ho. But it's not. It's because it's a thicker card, and it's a smoother card. They're really, really smooth, and you can really, when you open it up and you just run your hand down the edge of the deck, it's really, really smooth, which was cut really well. In the closest deck I can think of that I have that's like this are the David Blaine, the White Lions feel to it. That's the closest I can think of. So it's a really, really nice finished deck. It's thick. It's really easy to handle. It doesn't, right out of the box, it doesn't. You can see sometimes when you get decks out, they'll just slide everywhere. But it's a little more of a clumpy feeling to them, but they're really, really smooth. I mean, they're just beautiful to handle and hold. It's a really, really nice deck. I'd recommend this deck to get immediately, to add to your collection, or to use. I mean, it's going to be a deck I'll use a lot. Really sweet, and I hope you guys like it, and let me know what you think. But again, these are the Owl Eyes playing cards from George Hage, designed by Mr. Belair, and that's it. I hope you guys like it. Go out and get this deck. It's really cool. You guys will be really, really happy with it. I give it pretty much 10s all across the board. Again, one of the best ones of the year so far. And that's it for the deck study. Just a quick few news and notes. I got some more stuff coming. I'll get more deck studies up. Sorry, again, it's been so long, but again, this one was worth the wait. But I do have, what do I got? The Boardwalk Papers are coming. I'll have them in a couple days. They're the newest deck from the Blue Crown. So those look really sharp, which I'll get that up as soon as I can, and I've got some other ones in the works as well. So kind of where I'm coming from. And again, let me know what you guys think of this deck, and leave it in the comments, and we'll see you out there. Thanks.